Is the tide turning for Conservatives and the youth vote? You can perhaps sense my tongue is ever so slightly in my cheek here, but only ever so slightly. To discuss this, I'm joined by Twyman of YouGov. What do you think, Joe? Has the tide turned?
I think it's very easy to overinterpret some of the things that we see on TV. Toff did indeed win. She was a Conservative, but most importantly, she was a reality TV star. And if you look as closely as I do at the historical results for I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, you'll see that the last three winners have similarly been reality TV stars, essentially people who are used to playing the role of a normal person on TV. When you compare her to the actual politicians who are on, Kezia Dugdale and Stanley Johnson, you see that they really don't do very well at all. Neither of them made it into the final five. And also, do we know that the people voting for her were necessarily young people? I don't know much about the voting for it, but I would imagine that the more accurate data we have, around 2/3 of new entrants into the electorate, for instance, voting Labour, suggests the Conservatives still have some way to go.
Right, so the politics is really incidental.
I would say when it comes to reality TV, politics is one thing and the ability to eat an animal's genitals is perhaps far more important. Now, I'm not suggesting that if Theresa May or Jeremy Corbyn were to eat animal genitals, they necessarily would increase their popularity, even if it was televised.
Right.
But we really don't know.
Right, well, thanks for that focus just before lunchtime on that issue. That certainly turned my stomach somewhat. So are there any other areas in which young Conservatives, if that's the way they're voting, are either supporting or performing better in these sorts of competitions?
Well, what I think is really interesting, and I'm talking seriously now, is the fact that we are seeing celebrities, my sense is we're seeing celebrities more open about their political allegiances, indeed on either side. If you go back to the EU referendum, it was really difficult to find a younger celebrity, say somebody under the age of 30, who would be drawn on whether they would remain or leave. And yes, there were a few out there like Ellie Goulding, for instance. Right. But generally speaking, most were keeping quiet. It may be that we see over the next few years more people engaging with the political process, and so that being reflected in celebrities. All right.